magical mavens. Welcome back to my channel. Join me on my Yule adventures as I continue to hone my practice and embrace seasonal and slow living. Develop my creative side by trying my hand at some pagan art projects and share the wisdom of the season and some things you might like to try on your own magical path. Yule is the dark half of the year. For our ancestors and many pagans, it marks the time when the energies of the earth go into a dormant phase, and we, in synchronicity, turn our sights inward, attuning with this energy. We turn an introspective eye on our lives. Winter is a time when the earth falls silent and all appears to sleep. And in these quiet times, it is perhaps easier to hear answers to the questions we seek and to listen to the parts of ourselves that speak from the shadows, giving them voice and bringing those parts into seeing into the light. It is also at this time that we embrace the wisdom of the Dark Mother, because she may lead us down the path to be reborn again. Traditionally, Yule is the time we look over and assess our lives. One of the ways we tap into this is journaling, reading events that occurred over the past year and learning from them, writing down any lessons we learn as we journey inward. It is also the time for a bit of kitchen witchery. This Yule, I embraced a little seasonal cooking by indulging in potatoes and squashes harvested from my own garden, like pumpkin sweet potato soup. That was a good one. Another way we connect to Yule and to the winter season is by decorating our homes with items that connect to what is occurring in nature at the time. It is also traditional to bring protective items into the home to bless it and its inhabitants over the cold winter season to ensure good health and abundance of food until the growing season returns again. As I cultivate my craft, I have been called to move away from commercial decor and instead embrace my inner creativity to craft decor and also create from items found in nature, like baubles filled with herbs for protection and prosperity, crafting dried orange slices to represent the sun and inspire bright and cheerful energy around the home, decorating with evergreens as a symbol of strength and longevity, candles to encourage the coming of the light. And tapping into my inner creatrix, I was inspired this year to make my own ornaments with sigils to bless my home. So I purchased a wood burner and some wooden discs and began the art of crafting for my tree. I had never used a wood burner before, and I really enjoyed connecting to the art in such a magical way and was inspired to learn some new sigils to add next year. Another tradition around Yule are simmer pots, a bit of aromatherapy to get one in the spirit of the season. Warming spices like cinnamon, cloves, anise, cardamom are often used to bring in the Yule vibes and also double as a bit of protection. I also made a batch of orange slices. This is becoming one of my most favorite Yule activities. I feel like you can never have too many orange slices. There is always somewhere to put them, and I love the rustic charm they add. If you've never tried this craft, I highly recommend it. Slice the oranges thinly and place them on a baking sheet in the oven at 200 degrees Fahrenheit and turn them every hour. They make beautiful decor and are also nice to have on hand for your simmer pots. Pomanders are another tradition. Similar to the orange slices, they are said to bring in protection into the home, avert the evil eye, and bring cheer. You can also dry them to reuse them the following year. Just make sure to rotate the pomander as it is drying to avoid the development of mold. I found so much joy this year in tapping into the feminine energy of creativity and using those creations around the home to inspire joy, protection, and abundance. Creating a magical Yule tree to act as a beacon, shining out the energy it was imbued with, from the orange slices to herb baubles, cinnamons, pine cones, and sigils, was also a lot of fun and a tradition that I plan to keep in the years ahead.
through the house and organize and clean. I then had to spend some time defrosting my car, and I went out to the store to get final ingredients to make the pie for my coven Yule celebration today. So before I went to bed last night, I put together the crust, which I'm about to roll out now, and I'll make the pie. Now, yesterday, the cleaning part is kind of the process of clearing out the old energy to make way for the new things that are going to be coming in. Yule is about like letting go and cleaning house, part of Yule anyway, letting go, cleaning house, letting go of things that no longer serve. So I was within that energy yesterday as I was cleaning my home, and it's just going to also just open up now the space for me to be able to do more things. So I'm going to go to the Coven Yule celebration today. I also would like to do a cone for ritual. I don't know if that's going to be today or it might be next, another day during the week. I am working from home this week and also have Wednesday, which is the 25th, off, so I may do the cone for there. I'm kind of just going with my own energy and seeing what days I have energies to do the different Yule activities I have planned.
I spent a lot of this past Yule doing a lot of holiday cooking, and that's because I had a lot to celebrate between my own personal solo rituals, celebrating Yule with the coven. There was a lot going on, but I didn't mind it because good food is one of the many ways that we get to celebrate Yule. So, over the last 2 years, I have embraced the tradition of celebrating Yule up until the first full moon of after the winter solstice. I found that I love embracing this particular tradition because it allows me to stretch out my celebrations over a longer period of time. It makes each day feel a little bit more magical. It's also convenient if you're a working girl like me because it gives you a little bit more leisure to pick and choose the days you want to celebrate on. And you also get the benefit of your mind, your body, your spirit being exposed to magic on a more frequent basis. I also like to spend time while I'm doing my Sabbath chores like cooking, either listening to Yule ambiance videos or watching some of my favorite YouTube content creators make videos on how to connect to the season. Knowing that there's a community of people out there all crafting and creating their magical lives for themselves is inspiring to see and also helps me keep in the
Just
holiday
having myself a
spirit.
little bit of breakfast before I get on the road. I like to eat before I go, just to make sure I'm well nourished, and you never know, you might get alcohol as soon as you get in the door. So making sure I have my nice anti-inflammatory
Hey guys, I'm way less fancier than I wanted to be. I was gonna put on some makeup this morning, but I mean normally I don't wear makeup, but I mean certain times it depends on the event. But going real casual today. I didn't have time. And I didn't want to do anything that was going to make me late. I'm actually running about 11 minutes late, which is not bad because I've been later, like 30 minutes. But it seems like as soon as I get out the door, something always happens. I was literally singing to myself, yay, I'm going to be on time. And then I couldn't find my deodorant. And I wasn't leaving without finding my deodorant. I wasn't going to be the funky coven member. So I had to find it. I don't know where it went. I think maybe I left it at work, and luckily I had a backup that I remembered. I put in my little camping book bag. So now I'm on the way, and yeah, I did go over the ritual and everything before I left. I'm excited to just really delve in the energy of the season. I never record the ritual or anything like that. Those things are private. You know, it's like a sacred private space. The most you'll ever see is usually when I'm hosting or whatever. You might see like a table of food or whatever. So at some point I did bring up the idea of maybe when we're well established and have all our members and gone through the complete all the degrees and everything, that ourselves as the founding members, that we maybe start a podcast or a YouTube channel, and the other founding member is open to that. So definitely, if that happens, I'll definitely plug it and let you guys know, because I know like everyone enjoys a little cover content. So got about a 30-minute drive. So I'm gonna keep driving, probably just listen to some Yule music to get me, I'm already in the spirit, but you know, to be within the flow. I got the pie in the trunk, and I also packed some fermented jalapenos that I made from the garden to give to my friend, the coven member. I like calling her the coven sister, to give to the coven sister, because I promised her some of those. And I also promised some hot sauce. I haven't made the hot sauce yet, but I will. I just need to check the pH balance and make sure it's good, because I've never fermented anything this long, like unrefrigerated. So we'll see. Hopefully it is good, because a lot of work went into that. I'm having Earl Grey. And I'm still like, that breakfast was so good. I'm full, but that's okay. Like I said, I'd rather go somewhere fed. You never know just how much you're going to eat, or you know, if it's food that agrees with you, kind of thing. I have a lot of dietary restrictions, but I will lax them for the holidays. I mean, ideally, I would love one that fit with all my dietary restrictions, but it seems, and people have accommodated me and stuff, but, and I've accommodated them. But yeah, now it's like everything's changing up. Like I'm including fish, or it's like omega-3s and stuff, or anti-inflammatory. It's working for me. The fish is working. And as a plant-based, I was still having problems. So I'm just trying to rethink and redo everything. Though I know there are other options for omega-3s that aren't flesh related, like flaxseed or something like that. So I'm just trying to work it all out. But right now, and also plant-based is expensive. So right now, I'm using what I have available to me and what I can afford. If I have to get some canned mackerel and have that with some, you know, brown rice and avocados and spinach and all that stuff that's like anti-inflammatory, then that's what I'll eat, because I don't get a reaction from that. But a lot of stuff I've been getting reactions from. So, oh damn it, that reminds me, I forgot my serapeptase, because they are gonna have dairy and there's gonna be meat too. So I forgot my serapeptase, but that's okay. I'll take it when I get home. But yeah, that's good, mind you, for helping with inflammation, fight inflammation and stuff. But I did have a lot of anti-inflammatory foods with the fish, the avocado, and the spinach this morning. Got about 26 more minutes, so I'll see you guys later. Happy Yule! such a beautiful Sabbath. I really did enjoy myself. The company was good. Food was good. The ritual was good. And I feel refreshed. And it feels good to have met up with the coven members again. And just being able to commune and to really share and get into the spirit of Yule. Yule is not over. Okay. Have some more things planned. I'm going, this is I believe for the season, the zodiac sign is Capricorn. It doesn't end until around January 20th. So you can celebrate Yule all the way up until then if you want. My activities will end mid-January, but in terms of like crafts, but my other activities like shadow work, reading books on relative to the season on the Dark Mother and stuff like that, that's going to continue all the way into spring. And I mean, you can continue to do your shadow work regardless, but this is kind of and journaling, excuse me, but this is kind of like kickstarting basically. So yes, got about 30 minutes. I just love the drive to and fro. I love the scenery. So got about 30 minutes until I get home, and I'm just going to enjoy some more Yule tunes. See you guys soon.
So I returned home after my celebration and continued on with my solo celebrations. I began prepping for my personal Yule that I was going to have a friend over later to celebrate with. And also I had plans to host a small coven gathering to celebrate the culmination of our year in a day journey. But first, I took some time to wrap a couple gifts. Started out with one, but eventually the gifts grew. These were gifts to myself. I am adopting the tradition of gifting items to self to inspire self-love, and it really does work as long as you don't pick at the gift for too long after it arrives. Just wrap it up quickly. Ideally, gifts would be to feed the new version of yourself you are becoming. I also chose to use contractor paper that came in previous orders. So I recycled contractor paper from my previous orders and used it as wrapping paper, along with some twine for the most part. I also used some wrapping papers that the prior owners had left here. It gave everything a nice and rustic look, and I love the concept of being able to compost the paper afterwards. For my coven event I prepared a lovely orange blender cake served with honey to honor the return of the sun and stay within the theme of the season, and also some hearty fattening pasta and cheesy garlic bread, appropriate for the winter months.
Hey guys, this is kind of the aftermath. We were just so into the ritual, into the moment. We just didn't really take pictures of everything. But it was a beautiful ritual. Obviously, I'm not really gonna go into that because that's private. But it was an absolute beautiful ritual. The food was good, lots of leftovers. So I'm just gonna pack all that stuff up and kind of just tidy up a bit and try to spend the rest of the evening just meditating, journaling about what happened, and kind of preparing for the rest of my Yule ritual, and also looking forward towards in-book as well. I am putting the kitchen to bed. Everything is now clean, and I'm going to take some time to write in my journal about what happened during the ritual and just catch up on some of my journaling, and also this just being a part of what Yule is about, continuing that going within and that learning and growing process. So I have to go in tomorrow to deliver some documents. Wasn't originally planned, but it is what it is. So I want to make sure I just have some me time tonight before I have to hit the road. Hey guys, so still the countdown to the Yule celebration. I got up early this morning, which is an achievement. I'm trying to do better with my schedule, but I said, you know, I want to get this stuff done kind of periodically. So I got up early, well, an hour later than I wanted to, but I got out the house at 8 o'clock, which was, I wanted to originally get out at 7, but, or even 6, I think it was like 6 something. But anyways, I got out at 8,
No, I got out the house. Oh yeah, it was 8 o'clock, I think. Anyways, and the goal was to get the car filled up with gas, to go to the post office because I had mail I had to drop off for work, to go to the grocery store to get the last remaining items for the Yule celebration, and to go to the liquor store because the last celebration we drank up all my apple whiskey. So when I'm making wassail, they didn't have any brandy, so when I don't have brandy, I use whiskey. Excuse me, guys, I'm getting to the... This is going slow. When I can't find the brandy, I'll use and E&J is the only brandy they have over here, apple brandy they have over here anyway, so the whiskey actually tastes better. It's a better quality. They did have another brandy, but it was $100. I'm not spending $100 on brandy. I mean, maybe one day, but not now, because like I'm not really into like drink alcohol like that. I only have it for Sabbath celebrations. Like if I was having like a collection or something, maybe. But so I'll get the Jack Daniel's Tennessee apple whiskey, or I'll get the Crown Royale, the Canadian apple whiskey. So I actually went with the Crown Royale Canadian apple whiskey because I just like the taste better. It's smoother, I think, but I like both. I've had apple cider, spiked apple cider, and spiked wassail with both. So yeah, so I went and grabbed that. I'm actually just coming from the spirit store. And now I'm gonna head back home because I have to log on for work. But I'm getting excited and happy that I did what I wanted to do this morning, and I didn't just kind of get stuck in the bed. They didn't have one item I needed, which was the 24 pack of the organic eggs. They closed down one of the main grocery stores here, so it's like everyone's basically going to like one grocery store, and aside from that they have like Walmart and Aldi's. So they have this like pack, and I went there and it was like the egg section was just done. There was like almost nothing there. And I was like, okay, well, this is what's gonna happen if it's a small town, but still, if everybody's shopping at one place. But I guess Walmart helps alleviate some of that. But I asked the store clerk, and she's like, oh, they're not out yet. They should have the truck should have come last night, and they should have stocked it overnight. So that's the only thing. I have to go back to the grocery store. I'll probably call them this evening just to confirm that they're in stock, and then I'll go pick them up because that's the last food item that I have to buy. Yeah, and there's also a local farm that I want to call. I go there for my apples and stuff, and I want to start shopping more there, just to get food that's more nutritionally dense when I'm not gardening. I also need to check my potatoes because I'm making a loaded potato soup, and the potatoes are coming from my garden potatoes, so I gotta see what state they're in, because they've kind of been wrapped up at the top of my pantry, which is not super ideal because, you know, they should be in colder temperatures, but you gotta work with what you get. So I gotta just check them over and see what I got, and if it's enough. I need 2 pounds for the soup. Yeah, and then the next, I'll be choosing some days to do some things. Like, I definitely want to make the soup, the wassail, and the pie before I pick up my friend. One morning when my friend is there is going to be dedicated to cooking. So I'm going to get up at like 5 and start cooking stuff. And then we'll have the feast later that day. And leftovers the next day. And then I got, you know, some breakfast and lunch food items kind of thing. And she's also cooking some stuff. So this time we're going to kind of each contribute, which will be nice. Since she's Spanish, so she'll have some Spanish style rice and beans and stuff like that. Pernil. So it's definitely going to be a really good Yule celebration. I just need to look at the weather because she told me it's going to rain. I knew it might snow, but now she's saying it might rain. So I might need to realign the schedule because one of the rituals, we're doing a Yule log burning ritual, and if it rains, we gotta you know, schedule it so it's not at the time it's raining, maybe earlier in the day when the sun is out, because it is so cold. It is so cold. But this is the ritual, so we gotta connect to the cold as well. No, I feel like when I'm in the cold though, like my body, after a while, I get tired being in the cold. I think it's like that in any extreme temperature, in the cold and in the heat, high heat. It's like the body's like, I need to slow down. Okay. All right, so I'm back, and we're gonna just log on now. It's about 9:30. Normally it's 10 o'clock, but my boss is on vacation. I'm manning the desk. So I'm going to log on. Earlier. I'm so excited. Some of my final prezzies are arriving. Now, this is a fairly new book, so the other ones that I wrapped up, I mean, I've been looking at them for a really long time, like over a year. This one I found fairly recently, but like I said, I just felt that pull, so I purchased it. And she has I did also get one on Kindle, the one prior to this one is a companion to. So the Kindle book for that one, because it's more of like history, folklore. But this one, since it's actual recipes and rituals and stuff, I purchased the physical. I prefer having a physical book. When I was growing up, one of my most favorite things was the smell of like books. So I really do prefer having the physical, but I'm trying to get also into the habit of just buying digital for some books. You know, it's less expensive, etc. But I'm still building my library. So I'm gonna wrap this up to myself. I'm not even, how I do it is I don't even like read through it or anything. I just wrap it up, and then I'll have the joy of unwrapping it and flipping through the pages later. And I got this one. I'm not gonna wrap this one. I don't know. I just feel like this is, you know, all this stuff is going towards the new me and purpose and stuff. But I just feel like the green witchery, the hearth witchery, and all that is really what I'm being pulled towards developing in my new vocation as well. So these things are being wrapped, and I'll just put this one on the shelf, but medium books. And my objet d'art, this, oh my god, guys, I've been wanting a simmer pot for so long. I'm not gonna wrap this one, but the one I was looking at was more expensive, and then it got sold out. And I saw actually it came back today, but I already placed an order for this one, which is not as expensive and had good reviews. So I'm using this solely for a simmer pot, not to cook food in, solely for a simmer pot. It's so, you know, dainty. But I am so excited just to see like all the, you know, the herbs and the fruit slices, and doing like the different potpourri. And there are some recipes in this for that simmer pots as well. So yeah, I hope to get very well versed in all this stuff, and
go from there. But I gotta find a place to put this little darling.
Yes, a lot of cooking was done this Yule, indeed. And it'll probably be like that every Yule. But you know what? Yule is all about eating hearty in the spirit of abundance and to attract more abundance and wealth each year. It's kind of like attracts like. So it was traditional to eat a big feast on Yule because that was signifying a great harvest the next year. It is said the phrase, eat hearty, for tomorrow is not promised, originated around the tradition of the Yule feast. But I like to put my own spin on it and think of it in a more positive way, like eat hearty in honor of the bountiful blessing we will have next year.
It's the most wonderful time. One of my Christmas PJs, my ho 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 ho.
Along with indulging in hearty foods, we indulged in holiday movies, as is traditional, and I find keeps me in the holiday spirit. Taking time to cozy up to your favorite holiday movies adds an element of slow living and self care to your Sabbath season. We enjoyed a few good movies over our Yule sleepover and spent time making Yule crafts, including Yule logs, and had a beautiful ritual and a Yule log fire. I took time to journal and reflect on the ritual the night before, and then did a lovely Yule guided meditation to start off the day. It was a very festive season indeed, and I look forward to turning many of the activities I embraced this year into traditions in the years ahead, and finding new ways to enjoy cyclical living during the Sabbaths as my practice grows and share them with you all. So, magical ones, how did you spend your Yule? How are you growing in your practice and connecting to the season? Are you inspired by cyclical living as I have been? Feel free to share with me and leave a comment below. Please also like this video if you found it inspiring. As always, whatever your practice, I hope it is making each day a little more magical. Until next time, magical ones, sending you the brightest of blessings. Willow Rose.